Oh, okay. It was just like
There we are.
dialing and
Sorry about
dialing.
that.
I thought you weren't here. It's all good. Ugh. How you doing, my man?
Good. How are you?
Ah, we're pretty good. A little tired, but hanging in there. All right, we got 2 weeks of content, and
I'm excited.
uh,
Lots to talk about.
except in Flare, bunch of Johners, man.
We got nothing going on in Flare because no one wants to play their games. Worked out for me, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. I don't have any matches in particular to watch for either week. So if you got any favorites, we can just watch those. Your match for this last week is pretty spectacular. I think I want to watch that for one of the week 9 matches.
That's fine. We can get to that one.
Even though it's the only one for Flair right now, it is quite spectacular. My like the JCaps Blaze match was good for being an actual good meme match. Sometimes people don't meme. But whatever. A lot of sweeps and frees, and a few close ones.
Yeah.
Okay, but we can go ahead and get into this. We'll start with week 8 first.
All right, I'm pulling up. And we're starting in freeze. Are we doing week 8, 9, and freeze at the same time, or are we doing all of week 8 then deciding into...
Let's do all of week 8, then all of week 9, and then we can look at standings and stuff.
I like it.
So, alright. Got freeze up here first. I suppose I should do a little introduction. Alright, everyone, thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We have a wonderful stream for you. We're going to cover the last 2 weeks of XPDLA, and then we'll talk a little bit about playoffs and our thoughts for it. I'm Dr. Geo. With me is
P McGee.
No guest tonight because obviously I'm still trying to get my life together. That's why there wasn't a stream last week. So, but it'll still be fun. All right, here's the window. Okay, so we're starting off in freeze. The first match we have here is between Kribreb and Thorzak. This was this stupid window. This was a nice little matchup here. We had the full-on Lele Mega B core that we saw, but like that's not even what stole the show for me. We had a Garchomp just go to town and like, which is always nice to see, especially when you get to face down things like a Weezing that Kribreb brought. It was a pretty close affair, but in the end, we had the Chomp take it away. So,
Chomp. Good on you.
I mean, I really like Garchomp. It's one of the few, like, ×4 mons that can still thrive in a hidden power league. I think some, like, it's got to be the offensive ones that thrive a little bit better. I think some, like, you know, Ferrothorn doesn't do as well, but like Scissor does just fine. Mega Scissor's still like a very good pickup. I think depending on how the league plays, Heatran can go both ways, but some stuff like just doesn't get touched, like Fortress, Sag. Alright, next is between Jazzy and Adrian. I'm pretty sure this was a forfeit.
This was a forfeit. Yeah, Adrian kind of vanished in the back half of the season. Unfortunate.
What? Thor, what is this? 4, 4, 5, 2, 6, 3, 4, 1. Uh-oh, I don't know what that means. It's fine. Just try it. Anywho, so yeah, moving on. We had the match between Lunalana and Adrius. Mega Scizor was just, you know, a super big powerhouse. There's not really too much to say about this match. Like
you kind of need Steela to stay alive as the answer to Mega Scizor. So once Steela falls apart, then Mega Scizor kind of just has free entry to get KOs.
Right, and that's how it goes sometimes. Alright, so up next we have King Alpha between Upper Rog. This was a 6-0 for King Alpha, and it was really just a great way to show off the potential of Urshifu. If this is the match I'm thinking of. Yeah, this is the Rapid Strike one, I'm pretty sure. No, this is the Single Strike one. It's in another match where it's...
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of just shows off the power of Urshifu Single Strike, and you know, you love to see it. So I'm doing
It's
this
a hard
in the wrong
mon
order.
it's a hard mon to take any hit from, because you kind of get forced into your fairies. Or wait, is this the Rapid Strike? Never mind. Rapid Strike.
No, this is the normal one. I just double checked.
Oh, this is okay. Yeah, I mean, if you can't switch into it comfortably, and if your only answer to it really is Coco, it's a pretty easy guess, like a Poison Jab or something. I don't remember if they used it in this match, but there's not a lot of answers on a team to an Urshifu, so it has an easy time going off.
I forget how I coded it into... Oh well. We'll try... Does that work? Oh well. Well, so be it. No Urshifu. Big sad. Actually, I'm just gonna look it up because I put it in here. So luckily, it's right at the end, so it's real easy to find in the Pokédex.
This is very true.
Oh, it's not even in here. Rapid
well, then
Strike
I guess it is
is
gonna be Rapid Strike.
No, I
Rapid
can add it
today.
real quick. I do insert one below. Oh, it's struggling. Alright, so Urshifu, and it's just Urshifu, because that's how everyone treats it, like, as such. There we go. Watch this. Urshifu fixing on the fly. Hooray! I did it. So yeah, now I can go back and actually put in the score. This was a 6-0. I mean, sometimes the threats are just so strong. Alpha is able to take this. It's the match I'm thinking of. I may be wrong. Oh well, moving on. So we have the match between here Prince and Huiku. Huiku is able to take this off the back of, I think it was another setup Necrozma, actually.
It was.
But
he did share his KOs again, so Necrozma didn't take them all.
Very, very sad. Quit sharing.
Yeah, I know. It's sad to see. It's not what we signed up for.
No, he's supposed to one at a time, but...
A new mon every week. I mean, there's a Bronzong that hasn't gotten a takeoff yet. I don't think Halucha's done absolutely anything all season. I'm not even sure if it's left his Pokeball. Has it?
Yeah,
Riku, tell us if it's even left it. Tell us if it's even left its Pokeball to do anything yet, because I'm pretty sure it's done like Jack all season.
Halucha used
okay. He's like me. He doesn't deserve Halucha as much as I don't deserve Dracopult. I don't know how to use it. He doesn't know how to bring it out.
That's how I feel with Necrozma. The one season I had Necrozma was like one of my worst seasons, and it's like the mon ended up becoming like a Stealth Rock knockoff spammer, and it's like, there's better mons if that's what I need it for.
If it's what you're resorting to, yeah. I've been there. I had Necrozma once for an Ubers League. Didn't even bring it to a match before I dropped
This was Gen 7 Necrozma, so it had a few less toys.
Yeah, no Meteor Beam sweep sets to work with. So more of a Dragon Dance or a Calm Mind set, which is different.
I don't think it had Dragon Dance in Gen 7. It had Calm Mind.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, it
not
had
nearly as exciting as I thought.
It had the Calm Mind defense stored power set, but...
Okay.
Bolt stock's not fully updated, but I looked today. Most of the matches are in there, so it's fine. Okay, so this last match is between Sableye and Sticks and Stones. I actually checked this match out again this morning, and you know, Finny got to like +4, and well, you can't kill Finny at that point.
No, it's one of those ones you need to have a. So you know, I'm looking at the team preview for this match, and like there wasn't an electric brat, there wasn't a poison brat, there wasn't a grass brat, and like that's just gonna let Finny set up like that when you don't have stab super effective to hit it with.
Yeah, like best chance would have been, I don't know, like T-Bolt from Holt.
I think that's what comes out at one point during the match is some T-Bolt, but it's too late.
But after one Calm Mind, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
Two if it's specs, so and you're just like, but and then you've got Draining Kiss, which probably out heals it.
Easily. At +1, you'll 2-hit KO Pult pretty much every time, and so Pult can't 1v1 it. Corviknight gets burned super easily by Scalds, and then everything else doesn't like the Draining Kisses, so it's one of those things that gets out of hand fast.
Yeah, and I think the Corv actually goes down fairly early in the match, or gets crippled, and it's just, you know, free setup. So
yeah, it's one of those things where Corv kind of wants. Does Corv have Whirlwind? I can't remember if it has Whirlwind access or not.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Because this is the kind of match where you want to be able to Whirlwind something like that. Because you also have the Dragonite that wants to set up, the Landers that might want to set up, a Melmetal that could be a problem. So it's just one of those mons where like it feels really good if you can use Whirlwind in that match.
Yeah, like you just gotta eye up, especially since Sableye's been using set up Finny quite a bit, so you got to start looking at your phasing options. And so if he gets it, cool. If not, well, bummer.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look at Bolt for week 8. Bolt. All right, coming up first, we have my match up against Joshua. This was, I gotta look at the team preview as a little reminder. Oh, right. This was against the Mega Venusaur team. This was a pretty fun match, but ultimately, like, I can't give MVP to Hazards, but I think ultimately Hazards paved the way for the win. 1 rocks, 1 spikes, and all of a sudden, you know, Melodic's not all that tanky anymore. But credit to Joshua. I really liked the Crocodile set he brought. Scale Shot with Weakness Policy, and if I didn't if I didn't have some sort of you know, priority move, he actually would have won the match because he could have just OHKO'd everything from that point. So yeah, that was fun to see. But because I got the most KOs, I guess the credit goes to Urshifu.
Good on Urshifu.
Yeah, he's finally getting KOs in the last couple of weeks of the season.
I mean, that's how it goes. I had a couple pieces last season that didn't make any sort of effective showing until towards the end. Like my Alola Muck really popped off the last 3 or 4 weeks last season.
I mean, that's not to say like it's been a presence all season. It's just been in the breaking position where I was like, get off a few wicked blows, done, cool.
Yeah, he doesn't clean as much. He puts something like Roserade or Entei in a really good spot to just pick up the last 3 or 4 KOs.
All right, next up is between JCap and Miles. This was Miles brought some spice here. Like he had some screens set up for both the Aegislash and the Hydreigon, and more importantly maybe the Scolipede. And I think he just did the order wrong on the Aegislash because he got up to like +6 attack on Aegislash, and then instead of like tanking a hit from, I think it was the Tornadus in the shield form and then attacking, which would have, if he had
Shadow Sneak.
Yeah, but that may have been like Shadow Sneak and Close Combat were his 2 moves, and so like Shadow Sneak probably.
I mean,
does
to
more.
be fair,
It's
I've seen Shadow Sneak KO at +6 on Torn. It just depends the Torn spread, so it must have been a more defensive Torn to tank the Shadow Sneak.
It was.
Yeah.
So like that was the opportunity, and he went for it, and that's pretty cool. But like it didn't get the KO, and that puts you in a real tough spot. So this was a 2-0
Yeah.
for JCaps. Later on in the match, his Snorlax just kind of sits there and like eyes down the rest of the team because once the big physical attacker went down, Snorlax just proved his worth. He spread like 2 or 3 para hexes with body slam too. So look at that Tubby Sprite. He's trying. Yeah. Cats
Okay, so
saying...
Shadow Sneak has a. They both have equal base power. Shadow Sneak is a 60. Close Combat is a 60 on Torn. They're the exact same.
So then with Stab, it's more for Shadow Sneak.
And no, Shadow Sneak has a base power of 40. I'm accounting for Stab, so it brings it up to 60. Close Combat has a base power of 120, which is halved because it's not very effective, so it's also 60. So they're the exact same, but Shadow Sneak goes first, so why would you not Sneak?
Yeah.
If you think you're going to KO.
Because whatever comes in next is going to kill you anyway, so...
Exactly.
Okay. That makes sense.
Oh, well.
I don't know. That was my rationale for why they didn't click it, but it doesn't matter. It's 2 weeks old at this point. Okay, coming up next, we have the match between Blaze and Argonaut. I just spoiled it. Mega Audino is the champion in this match. It just held the line, if you will.
I am in love with Mega Audino right now. I'm using it in Uber's League, and that thing is just a mess.
Yeah, it's deceptively tanky. Like, it has insane stats, like 90 HP and then like one.
No. 10, everything's over 100. 103, and then all the defenses are over 100 as well. Ugh. So it's got a really good stat spread. So as long as you account for the steel or poison type, you can pretty much Mega Evolve and just be a wall.
I lucked out, and I have a fighting mon that has an attack of 130. So like close combat was like fine, but it was like okay, that's not something like you can depend on for like you got Panda and you got other Panda, so this is a 1-0 for Argonaut, and Mega Audino takes the cake.
Good on you, Mega.
So proud of you. Aw, love the Sprite. Alright, coming up next we have the match between Cats and North Stream. Well, once again, it's a tale as old as time. Cats takes it with Jirachi, just absolutely hacking everything away.
Spending all the hacks in regular season only to probably get let down in playoffs when you need it most.
It's gonna be like six. It's gonna be like 6 heart stamps in a row with no flinch.
Yeah, spending them all now. I've been there. It doesn't pay off well in playoffs.
So you get the 5-0 and the Jirachi, which is still nice. All right, next we have the match between Sarcasm and Duck. Another special wall, kind of paving the way for victory. This was like between the Pult team. I think the Mega Medicham got handled pretty easily. Or not easily, I should say, but like the Tapu Fini and the Arcanine combined to like handle Mega Medicham, and then Blissy's just able to stand in front of the rest of this team, except for maybe the Mudsdale, but like I think it can edge the Mudsdale out. Like,
yeah, and the Mudsdale doesn't really have a way to do anything as long as Decidueye's hanging around, or Fini. It doesn't really have a way to pressure at all with those two things around.
No,
so like
it's a really hard matchup for Sarcasm, honestly. But so
yeah, you can just see how Duck leaned into defensive play. Like you can see all the defensive pieces. I mean, you got a Tapu Fini, a Blissey, the Arcanine, which probably is playing a more defensive role. Possibly the same with the Decidueye. So like Nidoking and Jolteon are your offensive presence.
That's all you kind of need too.
Yeah.
So he takes it 3-0. I don't know why it's not updating on here. Oh, that's because the screen is frozen. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Is Blissey with an E or? Yeah, okay, I spelled it right. Oh, look at Blissey and Audino. They're just like hanging out, you know, vibing their best time. Yeah, cats, I know, but it's okay.
Wow, look how much. There's like 4 fat things in a row. I mean, Jirachi wasn't used that way in this match with cats, but like
It
those
can
4
be.
middle pieces are like all fat, or all have the potential to be fat.
This last match was actually a really nice back and forth affair between Sid and, or I should say between Thor and Alexi, where Victini is our like champion here for like pulling out the match. Like things seemed over early on. Mew kind of got rolling. It got a nice crit and a burn off some flamethrowers, and things looked really down. But Alexi was able to like claw his way back into the match, like playing around a nice. I think it was a mixed set on the Victini. Like it had Glaciate and like things even fell over for a minute because he used Glaciate on the Dragonite and the Dragonite lived with like 1 HP.
Oh god.
But it ended up being okay, and Alexi was able to take it.
Yeah, weakness policy, good goat. Oh god.
Like I said, it was pretty hype. It's a really nice match. I was a big fan of it. So that's your week 8 recaps. Oh, go away. Okay. All right, let's
Yeah, I don't
close
know
out.
how they pulled that back. What a wild comeback.
Yeah, it's like just a couple of good calls, and all of a sudden, like you're back in the match. It's probably a good match to remind people to just don't give up. Just play it
Yeah.
out. If you're really that far behind, it'll be over in a couple of turns. But anyhow, okay. So Flair's the easy one, relatively
Yeah,
speaking.
we're pathetic.
First match is a forfeit to Queen. Dilly just has had real life come up, and I think they dropped.
Yeah.
So that's sad.
Essentially, yeah, she quasi dropped.
That's okay.
Last 5 games.
Yeah, it happened. Sid and Mythlo also didn't happen. I don't remember why. It's been too long. But I think Mythlo
I think
got the
Sid
win.
was just unavailable. Yeah, Sid was unavailable, and his season was already over, so he just forfeited.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now we actually have some real matches. First between Hero and Tides. There's some little freaky RNG going on here, but Tides is able to take it. Do you have anything to say about this match?
Yeah, I mean, so the Rotom Wash kind of ended up being a good savior early on because it was able to 1v1 a Swampert, which I think might have been some kind of like Specs or Scarf set. It was spamming Sludge Wave. It was able to get some
it was
helpful.
this match. Oh,
yeah,
right.
it got a useful plane split in there. I think an issue that Heroes had all season is they Mega Evolved their Slowbro so early in a match, which takes away its survivability, I think, by Mega Evolving too soon. And so it was able to get a pain split on that to get its health back and then pivot out. And then from there, it started turning into a bit of a trade-off game where like something would get poisoned and then the Necrozma would pick up a kill and then the Necrozma would get KO'd and then I just kind of walked out on top of that.
Yeah, I remember that now. Like, I remember thinking like, okay, so he's trading Swampert 1-for-1 with the Rotom, and then the Rotom had like no HP. I was like, okay, let's just get some rocks up or something. And then the pain split happened, and I at that point I was like, okay, he's not pulling this one back.
No, it kind of got out of hand a little early after that because the Rotom should have been gone, and then it turns into a better trade-off game, and I think there's a chance to win. But because you couldn't trade the Rotom, I fell apart.
So we'll give match MVP to the Rotom.
Good job.
That's not. Do I have to spell it out? All right, there it is. I was like, that's not Rotom Wash. That's just normal Rotom.
That's just regular Rotom, which is never good.
I made it to a
I won't.
championship with regular Rotom.
Yeah, I won't say that. It's not too bad.
It demolished a Celesteela in a match. That was fun.
It's true.
Some hex or no, some shadow ball set just spamming it, boo boo boo, and then hit him with the volt turn when they're not expecting it.
What does its speed stat go to? Like 92 or 93 or something random? Like a really like peculiar speed stat. That can actually be pretty helpful.
Yeah, I'm gonna look real quick because it's
91. It's one of those 91. Which like you wouldn't think is a big deal going from 86 to 91, but like that 91 can be really helpful.
Yeah, you got a little bit less like attacking stats, like it's only 95.
Yeah, it's well 12 less, but like if you have it specs, who cares?
Yeah, it's over 90, so like you feel a little bit better just like throwing specs on it. Like
yeah,
91 feels
just don't take
better.
any hits.
No, Rotom's I like normal Rotom. He's my favorite. I hate Rotom decks though. That was Game Freak's worst idea.
Until they make it an actual Pokemon. Once it's an Electric Steel with Levitate, I'll change my mind. Rotom decks.
I'd be down for Electric Steel with Levitate. That sounds dope. Okay, next we have Cameron Robb, and here we stand. Rob does it again, boys.
Oh my god, this one was atrocious to watch. So a Blue Fair misses early on a Victini that would have gotten a KO. I believe it missed a Mega Mawile, so Mega Mawile was absolutely gonna die, but Blue Flare missed, which is hilarious because Victini has Victory Star, so it's like a 95% accurate move.
Yep.
And then a very critical Ice Flinch happens with the Mega Mawile that lets it KO a Tangrowth that wasn't going to KO otherwise. And then even despite all that, Cameron was still going to lose the game, but then Garchomp missed Scale Shot, and so Komodo picks up the KO. It was gross. It was a gross match.
I can't believe it.
I feel bad, because now here we stand as in a loser-go-home scenario for week 9.
Yeah, sometimes the RNG just really gets away from you, and then sometimes your name's Rob, and that your whole season's been based around it. Mega. I hope I spelled it right. Ooh.
Yeah, 93.5. Enough where you don't really anticipate a miss, especially a timely one like that.
Oh man. I mean 93.5, like some of us would be spamming Focus Blast. 93.5 is basically a guaranteed hit.
Yeah.
Alright, so we have the match between Sprite and Sickbid. Let's see.
Oh yeah, this was a cool one.
This was
not
the
Sprite.
match, right?
This is this is Bash though, not Sprite.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, because Sprite dropped. I just didn't.
I can change it. Yeah.
I don't have the logo, but
nah, it's fine. Yeah, this was a fun one because Kangaskhan got burnt really early by a lava plume for Heatran, which kind of seemed like it was bad news, and then it started spamming Facade, and you're like, oh, this isn't so bad after all. And so it was doing tons of damage to everything, but the Gliscor was literally just out of range to be 2-hit KO'd by the by Facade. And so once that couldn't be broken by the Facade, you couldn't do a wish stall thing where you're trying to like maybe PP stall the Gliscor a bit, but it wasn't going to be. And so Gliscor kind of just walled it out and then cleaned up house afterwards.
Huiku's actually saying in chat on the last match that...
Yes. Because the Como didn't have a fighting move, which wasn't stated until afterwards, but I think Here We Stand was just very tilted after all those exchanges in that match that he kind of just left rather than playing the last couple turns, which is unfortunate because it could well be the difference between making playoffs and not now.
Alright, do you have a score for the Bash Sickbid match?
4-0 I want to say, maybe 5-0. I don't
Sick
remember.
took it, right?
Sick took it, yeah. Let me see if I can find it really quickly.
Okay. I'm gonna put the Gliscor down.
3-0, sorry. 3-0.
Cool. Alright. last and certainly probably least because you're in it.
Yes.
Your match with Smeargle.
Yeah, it was okay for a hot minute, and then I misplayed around setup Thundy, and then that was it.
Yeah, I saw the double switches around some nasty plots, and it was like, he's got nothing. All right, back it up. I was like,
yeah, it was over. I tried calling that Thundy wasn't gonna go for a double dance kind of situation, and then it did it, and then that was game.
Yep.
Because I didn't bring. If I had brought Suicide Pyukumuku, I could have skirted that, but I didn't, and so that was game over.
Yeah, and when the first Thunderbolt hit and it only did 60%, I was like, oh god, it's unaware. He's done. He's done.
And I didn't bring Beer Coat either. I didn't bring my outs, which is really unfortunate. I ran the wrong set on Pyukumuku, which is how it goes. He's one of those mons where if you bring the right set, he looks really great. If you bring the wrong set, he looks like trash, and so he looked like trash in that. But we move on to the next one.
Alright, so that's week 8 in the books. We're gonna look at week 9, and then we'll probably watch a couple matches before we get into like standings.
Yeah.
Do you remember what the Puiku set was?
No, I don't. The wrong one is the only thing I know.
Alright.
It might have been a block set. I can't remember.
Okay, so we are on to week 9, our final week in the regular season. Here we go. Actually, we're gonna start with Flare because you guys are gonna go by so quickly here.
Oh my god! Yeah, we should not end on Flare because that's an abomination.
No, we'll go in reverse order this time. We'll do Flare, Bolt, into Freeze. So, Flare. Let's just go down these one at a time, as we should.
Yeah.
Mithlo and... Hang on. I will...
Bash.
Yeah. Mithlo and Bash. I'm not really sure who won this. I read the chat, and I think they both forfeited.
Yeah, I think it's a double forfeit. We're going to call it a double forfeit. Neither of them had a chance at playoffs anyway, so I don't think either of them cared to play their week 9 match, but...
So, yeah.
Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Mithla has a chance at playoffs. This is the wrong one. Mithla has a chance at playoffs, but I think Bash forfeited. So Mithla is probably going to get the win. I think that's what happened.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll wait till see what
doesn't matter. I think Mithlo gets the... But, alright. Next we have here, we Stand and Eileen. This is happening.
This one is actually happening.
It's happening tonight.
Yes, this one is actually...
So, cool. Yeah. Tides and Dilly. Obviously, this didn't happen since Dilly dropped. So Tides gets the forfeit win. Smeargle and Sickbid. This one was humorous because it was like 12:30 last night, and then just, you know, Smeargle's their way into the chat like, hey, should we do this? And then an hour later, I guess I can.
But it didn't happen.
No. So
the match never happened.
I don't know. I don't know how this.
I know Smeargle is taking a loss for sure. I don't know if Sickbit is getting a forfeit win or a forfeit loss. Either way, I'm fine with the results. Smeargle goes to playoffs. It depends on what they do with the match that determines whether Sickbit goes to playoffs or not.
Okay.
That's kind of where we're at.
Well, in any case, we have your match that actually did happen with Karen and Robin. We'll talk about it later, so I'm not even gonna touch it.
That's fine.
And then Sid and Hero. This one is the one that didn't happen because neither of them had a shot at playoffs, so they were just meh.
They didn't care to make a team. Yeah.
Yeah.
So 1 for 6. Really good job, Flair. We're the best division.
All right. Let's move on to a division that got all their matches in. So this is the first match between JCaps and Blaze. This was a quote-unquote meme match because, I mean, JCaps is making playoffs, I think, at this point, and
yeah,
they had a shot at the bye, and Blaze didn't, so they just agreed to a meme match, which is fine.
Fine.
JCaps takes this, and I just want to highlight some of his sets because they were like 2 in particular were a lot of fun. First was with Mega Maw Isle. It had a stockpile set with Giga Impact. That was a lot of fun. And I think what takes it for me is the Belly Drum Slowbro with Trick Room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't even be mad. That's perfect.
No, you can't feel bad losing to a set like that. That's just fun.
Do you need a sub match?
Oh, I lost to a Belly Drum Licky Licky recently. That was tragic. I didn't lose to it, but it did a lot of damage. Incredible.
Heat of the week. That'd be pretty cool, Cats. I'm pretty sure we got enough matches to watch for this week after. Alright, next we have my match between Sarcasm and I. I was able to take this 5-0 off of some pretty unfortunate RNG. I think I was in a good position to still win it, but it was going to be really close. But a high jump kick missed, and a will-o-wisp missed.
Both big deals, because you needed the differential in this match.
Yeah.
I believe.
I did. I had to 5 or 6-0 because JCaps played first. So if I won, I had to win by 5 or 6 to get the differential tiebreaker over JCaps.
That's right. Yeah. What you got?
Entei was just an absolute beast in this match. No fear at all, just throwing sacred fires in front of earthquakes and all other natural disasters.
Yeah. The match could have even been messier, too, if you gotten the burn early on the Mudsdale, because if you had burned Mudsdale, you could have sat in and Sacred Fired it again without concern.
Yeah.
Because I think you back off because you don't get the burn.
Yep. No reason to take 90% to an earthquake or more.
Yes. Yes.
That's what you get for running high jump kick over Drain Punch. Turns out, though, Drain Punch is not so beneficial against Mega Aggron. It does plenty of damage, but you're going to get hurt back. Alright, so we have the match between Thor and Duck. This was a very late match. I think Duck was a little tired, but Thor played really well, and the standout star for me in this match is the Swellow, like Gut Swellow. Oh, it opened up the game, and you love to see it, especially
he's been trying to use the Swellow quite a few times, hasn't he?
Yeah,
this season?
It has decent enough stats. Like, as long as you aren't trying to run it as like a defensive bird, I think it has decent enough stats. It can hit hard enough. Like, just double checking. Yeah, it has 125 speed. You just throw a band on it or something. It's fine. The facade.
It's fine.
I mean, facade too with guts after the burn is really nice. 85. It's okay. You could be better. I thought it was in the 90s for attack stat. So whatever. It got its chance to shine. Next, we have the match between Cats and Argonaut. This looked like Argonaut was making some really big headways, and then we just had like double setup Tapu Koko, and Argonaut just had no way to break through that. And from the spectators' point of view, it's like, oh, Cats is actually gonna lose this last match. But when you know the sets, Cats was probably like, I'm just getting the pieces out of the way for Coco to kind of come in and do what it needs to do. And it did. It won. Why did the music stop? There we go. Next we have a match between Sexy Alexi and Miles. This was a nice back and forth match. This ended up being a 1-0 in Alexi's favor. Kind of taking it off the back of just unending Rillaboom. It used its Grassy Seed early, but the Grassy Glide just proved to be too much. There's also some fun little endgame shenanigans with like Sand Slash that may or may not have had Earthquake. It didn't, but but it was threatening. It was threatening to use Earthquake, and that's the key there. So that's really well done. It was pretty much a team effort, but I like Rillaboom the best, so Rillaboom gets it.
Good job, Rillaboom.
This next match, I think maybe... I think this was actually a really long one, but this was between North and Joshua, and I think Celebi was used as a breaker this match. It almost goes down, and then it either gets like a wish or some other type of recovery. Oh! It was Iron Defense with Weakness Policy. I thought it was...
Oh, I did not see this replay. Oh my.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty long. I like the match a lot, but I don't want to put it on stream. It's too long.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But, so... Yeah, Joshua takes this. Celebi's an absolute champ. So Celebi gets it.
I need to try Celebi sometime. I can't talk myself into it just because of how bad its typing is.
I've seen some people like use it real well and like abuse Natural Cure.
Yes.
I don't. I've seen someone like with like Trevenant use Natural Cure to like do that cheeky rest switch out. Like I don't have the courage for that. I don't have the courage for that, man.
See, that's clever. Because, like, if I want defensive grass, I don't take Celebi. I take Shaman if I want that speed tier 2.
Yeah.
Because, like, you get all that without the psychic typing, which doesn't really add a lot defensively.
No, not when you're already... Not when
a
you
grass
turn
type.
spam, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, well, let's close this out before we get into some matches. We got Freeze here. The match between Kribreb and Jazzy. Kribreb's able to take this because just no hazard control on the other team. He just gets some stacks up and whew, it's brutal. But Mamoswine's gonna take MVP here because the first time I drafted Mamoswine, I noticed it had Freeze Dry, and I wasn't able to use it like this. He gets the KO on... Was it Quagsire? I think Quagsire. He gets the KO on the Quagsire with Freeze Dry. I saw that and I was like, "Oh, please win, because I need this to be my MVP."
Freeze Dry is some good spice when you can pull. But there's a couple of like small situations where Freeze Dry Mamo works out really well. I've seen it used. It's really spicy for something like a Gyarados that tries to intimidate you and thinking it's going to be in a good spot, and you smack it with Freeze Dry.
Yeah.
Things like that.
He had a Life Orb on the Mamo, I think, just to guarantee enough power.
Yeah, because Mamoswine has kind of... Mamoswine's the worst Freeze Dry user because it has such an unusable special attack stat. I mean, yeah.
It's pretty bad, though. Alright, next up we have match between Lunalana and Thorazak. And Luna's shown some fight in the last week, but Thorazak's able to take this. Garchomp just kind of got out of control there at the end.
Seeing a theme with the Garchomp play, which is nice because you already have a great core with the Lele Beedrill, so being able to show off some Garchomp action too is going to be
it's your fantasy
keep
core.
Opponents having a hard time checking all those options.
It's your fantasy core of Dragon, Fairy, Poison. So I'm gonna give it to Mr. Chomp. Alright, next we have the match between King Alpha and Adrian. This was a match where...
Didn't happen? Did it happen?
This one did. Pretty sure.
Adrian came back and played a match? Oh, I thought he stopped playing all his matches.
No, he came back. This was another... The MVP for this one's going to go to Mega Slowbro because it got to a point where it just couldn't die, and that's because Serp was Overgrow, not Contrary.
Oh, that's a rough one. We've been there before this season.
Yeah. So it felt real bad because as soon as you saw the -2, it's like, oh no. And I think Adrian even said it in chat, like, "Uh-oh, I didn't check these sets." So Alpha's able to take this. Mega Slowbro is our match MVP.
Good job,
Oops.
Mega Slowbro.
You live in that shell. There he is. Alright, next we have Prince and Adrius. This was a match that came down to the wire. They had a really nice back and forth going on until it was like Mega Lopunny against the world. And the only thing that probably could have made a difference would have been like Ice Shard from Donphan, because it was at like -1 defense. And this is a tough way to lose, because I feel like Adrius played the beginning really well. Like the second time Drap was in, it was able to get off a knockoff onto the Gligar that switched into an Ice Fang, and it's like, okay, that big, you know, tanky boy is gone. So like, the match felt pretty wide open, but it just wasn't enough. And then, you know, Mega Lopunny comes in, and
I need to look at something really quickly while you're going through that,
yeah,
because I'm pretty sure this is the third time Prince has won as a 1-0 with just Mega Lopunny.
hey, I mean, we
if you
take
have your
those.
mod that does it, you take it.
I mean, Mega Lopunny is a mon that, like, it can break walls, but it can also finish matches for you. Like, doesn't mind.
Yeah, Growlink Lysopods had week 1 and 2. They both won on 1-0s with Mega Lopunny as the last standing mon.
Oh man.
Jeez.
All right. Next we have the match between Sticks and Stones and Upper Rog. Upper Rog was able to take this one. Another Jurhaxy showing. Just a ton of Iron Head flinches. So, you know, that 60% is like works 60% of the time, 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And
Jirachi be broken like that.
last but not least, we have the match between Sableye and Hoiku. Hoiku is able to take this 6-0. Hey, come on.
Yeah.
Over. I think Sableye just got taken advantage of. Why is this a ref?
You broke it.
I did break it. I don't understand.
Yeah, there weren't a lot of checks to Greninja. I think Blissey was the one check, and he had so many other ways to pressure the Blissey that it wasn't a huge deal. Or I guess he had Sylveon too. I was actually surprised that it took off as much as it did. Oh, because it was Scarf Greninja, which caught the Polt on turn 1. Yeah, you got the early KO on Polt, and that was kind of where the game fell apart quickly. Yeah. I see what's happening.
Sorry, I gotta fix the sheet.
No, you're good.
There we go. Should work now. There it is, yeah. So, this is a pretty big team effort from the Alberta Surge, but just for the shock value, we'll give it
Yeah,
to
because Greninja takes... When Greninja takes out Polt turn 1, then you know you're already in a bad bind, because your best piece is just immediately out of play, which is never what you want. And this was a very defensive team. You had Sylveon, Blissey, Corviknight, and Magmortar kind of hanging out as defensive pieces. And so one of your 2 offensive pieces being the Polt getting taken out on turn 1 just really puts you on the back foot, and I don't think
it's really
he was
hard
able to recover
pull that back. Like,
yeah,
when you need Polt to handle things like Necrozma, otherwise Necrozma can just like kind of barrel through.
and then Flame Body Magmortar couldn't take off because there was just a lot of Heal Bell Milk Tanks going around.
Yeah, that's a good mon. Miltank.
It's a good set too when you have to deal with Rillaboom. Like, it has potential to work, but Riku just had a clean answer to it with Miltank.
Alright.
So. I found out Magmortar has teleport access. That was probably one of the cooler discoveries of this match.
I did not know I had that. Another Gen 1 mon that's just like, here, big brother, I learned this for you. At least that's how I assume it has it. Like, there's always
Yeah,
the
it's
chance
probably
that it's had it this whole time.
it's probably one of those Let's Go editions. I mean, it's not relevant usually because it's not. It's got a terrible stat line for a mon with as much base stat total as it does, and so and no recovery, so like it doesn't really get to take advantage of that teleport momentum.
Right.
But
Okay.
neat.
Let's take a look at some matches. We're gonna do your match for week 9. We're only gonna do week 9 matches. I think I want to do the
That's fine.
Sexy Alexi match in Miles, even though it didn't have any playoff implications. It was just pretty exciting. Because I don't want to do meme match. And let's do Krebrebs. I want to watch the Mammoth Swine again. Because that's awesome. I get overly hyped for Mammoth Swine Freeze Dry. Like, sorry, it's coming. We know it. Sorry, the screen's gonna look a little weird because we literally picked these out on the fly. Oops. There we go. Rilla was protective pants. Neat. Okay. So, I have the matchup here. Krebreb's match.
I'm getting it now. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling it. Krebreb. Where are you at, Krebreb? Versus Skittles the pig?
Yep.
Yeah, got it.
Alright, so here on Skittles' side, we have or Jazzy I should say, we have the Pangoro, we have the Quagsire, Porygon 2, Cinderace, Celebi, and Tapu Koko.
Yep, and then on Krebreb's side, we've got the Tornadus Therian, the Weezing, the Rotom-Wash, the Mamoswine, the Delmise, and then the Darmanitan.
So let's take a look at this. Let's hop in right away. Tapu Koko lead and Darmanitan, which is fine.
Yep.
Yeah, probably pretty safe to U-turn. You see that it's life, or no, that's Life Orb.
Yeah.
And there it is, the Freeze Dry.
Freeze Dry, it's such good tech because like you know what's gonna try to come in front of Mamoswine, and then you just kind of shut it down.
Oh, and you know it's the kind of tech too that you can let them switch into it first. You know, like you don't have to even get the predict right.
No, you can safely click Icicle Crash in front of it. Although, yeah, I mean, there might have been some clue to it when you didn't come in with Delmise that maybe there's something spicy going on with the Mamoswine, but you kind of forget it's a coverage move it has to work with just because it's using a special attack stat that Mamoswine doesn't really have.
Yeah.
Celebi's such a good answer to Rotom Wash. It's like scary how good of an answer it is to Rotom Wash.
I know.
There's nothing it can do.
We got the screens Coco, which is proving to be pretty effective here. But yeah,
it's a neat thing, but you don't really have a great abuser for it. I guess Pangoro kind of, but Celebi can kind of do some stuff, but it has to be so wary of U-turns.
Not so much.
Oh geez, that U-turn did nothing.
Yeah, not so much with Reflect Up. But this Delmise is just gonna sit in front too, and all these switches, you know, they're gonna start adding up. Knocking off the choice band there is a pretty big deal.
That's huge. It gives the ability for both Weezing and Torn to kind of tank and attack now if they need to.
I really like the parting shot on the Pangoro, actually. Like, knowing you're up against the Weezing, because you're just, like, never going to do damage to it other than Zen Headbutt.
I don't even know if it has it.
I think it does. I'm pretty sure he uses it in this match. But yeah, look, no damage. Yeah, so
and the Memo's got the Life Orb, so it's losing the health, yeah.
Alright,
Torn's here to click knockoffs. Yeah, that's like the thing you didn't want to have happen. Because you needed to preserve the Porygon 2, and you kind of had a free enough switch in with the Pangoro. Or maybe not the Pangoro, but something else. You just don't want to eat that Toxic, because that puts you in a bind with your best defensive piece can't protect itself anymore long term.
Yeah, he's just accruing chip and like keeping everything alive here.
Yeah, and then there's no defog.
But so like that was a really
there is
good
an
call. But
God, he's so slow though.
I know.
So slow. Or did he not run speed, or did the Weezing creep the speed? Weezing must have crept the speed.
Probably.
It's surprising.
And then some toxic spikes to help.
Yikes. Just give nothing anything to work with.
And so the match is on a timer because...
yeah.
I
think that's something...
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, he did something smart here, which I don't think people always are good about doing, is you really only need one layer of T-spikes down. Like, a second layer ends up being unnecessary a lot of the time because you end up... Most mons don't sit on the field long enough for the badly poison to get enough benefit, whereas the 12% chip actually just ends up being more effective for a longer match.
Yeah, it takes 3 ticks. Just remember that, kiddos. 3 ticks to equal the damage.
Yep.
It's important to get the super poison on, or the toxic on the Porygon, but the rest are happy just poisoned. Also, this is really sad, seeing the Cinderace with no heavy-duty boots.
Yeah, I mean, as someone that's had Cinderace all season, like, it's really hard to run it without boots, and it can just do so much with boots because it can pivot around freely when you have safety from hazards.
Yeah. I will say the hazard spam like this, I just had to check to see if the item was revealed. Like, before you know about court change, that's a little questionable. 'Cause there's always...
Yeah, but especially... You don't, and I guess this is where you have to be really cautious because Weezing wasn't grounded, like it wasn't neutralizing gas Weezing, so those T-spikes can come back to bite you hard.
Yeah.
Because
like
Weezing can't remove them. Delmise hates them, you know, Darm loses its mobility, Mamoswine really eats damage because every time it hits the field and doesn't attack, that's just like 30% health lost. So Mamoswine's not happy.
So it's a little rough to see.
It was risky. It was risky, but it paid off.
Yeah, I haven't been paying super close attention. Maybe the Cinderace has been running like Sans boots a lot this season, and if that's the case, then good call.
Yeah, good call.
But like when I've drafted Cinderace, like all of a sudden my ideas about the match change, and I'm like, I'm not too hazard focused anymore. And if they're super hazard focused, I'm like, set them up, baby, please.
Give me. That was my OU strategy when Cinderace was legal. I didn't even bring defog. I didn't bring any Stealth Rock or any of my own hazards. I would just let them stack them up, KO their hazard stacker, spend them back, and then they would quit.
I like the visual. You know, I haven't really played Sword and Shield, but I like the visual of like what is court change of a move where like Cinderace just like runs to the other side and is like, no, it's yours now. All right, let's take a look at this match between Miles and Alexi.
Yep, I got it up.
Coming up next. So here on Miles' side, we have the Mega Manectric, the Scolipede, the Aegislash, the Delphox, the I always forget, the Manaphy, and the Galarian Weezing.
Yep, and then Alexi's got the Skarmory, the Raikou, the Victini, the Rillaboom, good old Sandslash, and then Mega Diancie. All right. Count me in. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, we have a Manaphy lead up against the Raikou, and Manaphy's got to get out. Yeah, that's a get out kind of situation. It's a pretty free skull by Raikou, too, because it's such an easy call to make.
I don't dislike the Manaphy lead. It's like the anti-Victini. So
yeah, anti-Victini, anti-Skarm, because it keeps both of them from wanting to set up in front of you. But unfortunately, they got the Raikou lead.
So we got a little bit of a trade here, and yeah, you saw what damage you did. You're like, I gotta get out.
Yeah, that's gonna wall me out.
So we got the Stealth Rock set up. Now we can see if it's defog. Cool.
Which it is.
We're able to claim that. Super Fang.
Super Fang, great. Really great tech for a Weezing, because you're not going to 1v1 the Weezing that well with Sandslash, but at least you can chip it down quite a bit. Then a really great switch in with the Diancie, who doesn't care.
Screens Diancie is a choice.
Yeah, and I don't like it against Weezing for that exact reason, that you're just kind of
waiting for
pretty likely to get poison. Yeah. And so it just doesn't play well in your favor.
Blue Fair Blue Flare still does a decent chunk of damage, but this light screen up feels pretty good. For
Yeah,
that reason
Riku's enjoying
alone.
that.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's already Mega Evolved, so you feel, or the Manectric's already Mega Evolved, so the Volt Switch is pretty free.
Yeah, it's like worry about Mega Evolving the Manectric so early is you give Raikou mobility now because you don't have a ground type you brought to this match. So now you've taken away the danger of clicking that move.
We have Fake Out from the Rillaboom, which is an interesting choice when you already have Grassy Clyde, but...
Yeah, and you've already got the Grassy Seed Acrobatics tech probably going on as well, so it just seems like it's not maybe the most ideal fourth move, but who's to say?
Yeah, knockoff is fine. Or Swords Dance. But
yeah, here's Raikou just spamming electric moves because there's no answer to them.
they do a lot. Yeah, switching to Victini, it's tanky enough. I mean, it's lucky enough that was a flamethrower.
Yeah.
Good Bolt Strike
Easy.
here.
Again, the danger of Mega Evolving without your ground type being around is that you just give this Bolt Strike damage so much opportunity to be effective. Sandslash don't care.
Yeah, so we get the knockoff. Black Sludge is gone. Switch into something low for the Pain Split. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, and then now there's no answer. Thunderbolt's going to pick up a KO here on some... Oh, it doesn't. This is a very spit F Weezing. But Raikou's guaranteed to kill before it goes down. Oh, never mind.
Good,
has a Volt Switch still to be used.
Good Volt Switch.
I don't know what the value is in King's Shield here when you... I guess you can confirm for Manaphy, but it's tough.
Yeah. So
the Genie goes down.
KO. It's nice. This seems like a pretty free King Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, Leech Seed though.
This is a one peculiar Rillaboom, let me tell you. Acrobatics. Weird set. But it's working.
Yeah. It's pretty nice, actually. I don't think I understand it all the way, but sure. Like, it's winning. Like, it's 1v1ing the... Maybe this is their version of 1v1ing Aegislash.
And the issue here is that Miles is running out of solutions to win this match because there's nothing the Scolipede can do while the Skarmory's at mostly full health. It can't break the Skarmory. And so you need to break the team to the point Skarmory dies. And, you know, Manectric's nearly dead. Aegislash is nearly dead. Manaphy is not that well off right now, especially with a Rillaboom.
Well, here's your chance. Here's your chance. You see the Manaphy and you went for Ice Beam.
See, in my opinion, that's a very unnecessary Skarmory risk right now. Skarmory's going... See, you throw away Skarmory, and now you've given Scolipede a position to do something late game where it didn't have that before.
Yeah.
Because nothing really handles Scolipede well anymore. It can get that first Swords Dance off, and now it has that opportunity because Stone Edge misses.
He just he switches out. Okay.
I don't think that's the right call per se. Protect for the double boost. I don't know that he needs it.
Flinch. Now you just Grassy Glide. Get that damage in. It heals so much in the grassy terrain when the...
I know, you're not making any progress on it.
No, you just sacked them on for...
Yeah.
Sandslash.
See, and this was the issue with throwing, like I said, throwing away. You don't want to throw away your Scolipede answer when Skarmory was so good as an answer to Scolipede. Because, like, there's no... yeah, he probably feels he needs the extra move. Ah, the crit happens. Really fortunate crit, I'm gonna guess. Because it can protect away from the fake outs on Rillaboom every time and then take quarter damage from the Grassy Glides.
Yeah. Alright, King Shield, very good. And he lives, very good. Okay. King Shield, King Shield. Why didn't he King Shield? Whoa. He could have King Shielded there, right?
That was the correct answer. I don't think it matters because you can't beat the Rillaboom, but...
Oh, true. Okay, no. I just got a little over.
Yeah.
I got a little
I don't.
overexcited.
So I think the extra Swords Dance from like Scolipede was needlessly greedy. I think that came to bite him a bit because whether or not it succeeds or not, you're 2 hits from killing the Sand Slash. Either you set up that turn and then kill the Sand Slash, or you just take 2 turns to kill the Sand Slash.
Yeah. And
Either way, it's the same effect, but at least Sand Slash goes to a low enough health where that if it does KO the Scolipede like it did, then IG Slash can clean it up easier, or same with Matrix. So some interesting late game decisions, I would say. But good job to Alexi for getting the win to close out the season.
yeah, that was a really nice win. I mean, it was well played by Miles too.
Absolutely.
All right, let's close out these matches with yours because this is the one that's happened in Flare.
Yes.
So
It was a match.
all right, music off. I have it on normal speed. So are you ready?
Same.
All right.
Let's do it.
1, 2, 3, go. Not supposed to count down. Anywho.
So Skuta comes in. I have Nidoking. I'm trying to get T-Spikes down. I was hoping he'd lead more defensive. Pyukumuku walls out of Barrascuda all day. I'm not worried about the
there's
Barrascuda.
nothing he can do.
I made a mistake saying I should have hard switched to Nidoking. It was my mistake baton passing. That was a really poor decision. But the T-Spikes go down, and he doesn't have any way to clear those, which I saw from team preview. He has no clearance for him, so they're sticking.
This may be one of the matches where... Ooh, that does a ton. I'm not sure this is the mon you want to give Choice Scarf to.
No, I think he was expecting me to hard switch into Pyukumuku, which I didn't because I knew it might trick. Like, I knew it had trick maybe as tech for Pyukumuku, so I was being really cautious about that. And I didn't need Nidoking beyond setting the T-Spikes.
Good static proc. He still gets
Unfortunately, the damage... Yeah, I was kind of fishing to survive it. I should have Volt Switched or something. That was my mistake. I got overly greedy there. Nidoking gets to spam Earthquake freely because there's no flying types, which I knew. I'm hard switching here on the expectation that he's going to hard switch to something that's not Komo. This Lumberry is pretty horrendous. It was really good of him to bring a Lumberry. It puts me in a really bad spot. I should sack my Nidoking here. That's the smart play. I should not sack my Scizor like I'm doing. Because I thought, because my Nidoking is super bulky, and this doesn't have the Throat Spray boost. So I thought it would survive a Clangorous Soul, or Clanging Scales, but it doesn't, and it was just...
But you have
just bad.
Puiku.
Yeah, Pyukumuku's doing its job. Gonna get a really crucial miss here. Needed that. Needed that really badly. I'm gonna hard switch into Cinderace here because I know he has to click Play Rough. And I know I lose the game if my Pyukumuku dies. Get another Paralysis. Again, he's overdue for this bad RNG, so I'm not gonna feel bad. It's been really atrocious all season. Pyukumuku comes in safely here on a flip turn. Keep the Barrascuda getting chipped down.
Here's where the poison or the T-Spikes really pay dividends, is on the Deoxys defense.
Yes, because it's my best way to get through that. Pyukumuku gets enough of its health back. I'm feeling pretty good about that. So I have some fun spice on this Diancie because I can't 2-hit KO a Chansey with any Diancie set. And so rather than trying to deal with that, my easier solution is just to click Endeavor because Diancie's HP is trash. And then I can just get an easy KO by going faster than this Deoxys.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, it paid off. I got to sack Diancie here because nothing else wants to come in.
No. But...
And I'm really nervous because I need this high jump kick to hit. Which thankfully it does. My whole season could have come down to a high jump kick hitting or not, which felt really tragic. I know Barrascuda from damage output is choice band, so it's a really easy switch in with Pyukumuku and clicking counter, and that's in the game.
And as is appropriate for you, Mr. McGee.
Yeah, it is very appropriate. My last game of the
with only Pyukumuku.
I was insulted all season or preseason for drafting him. No one understood him. I knew he was effective, and he did not. This wasn't his best shining season, but he still got his usage.
Go Larry.
Still showed.
Okay, so we're gonna take a look at some standings here.
Yeah.
We'll go through these pretty quick. I think everything but Flare is done.
Yeah, everything we know but Flare.
So we'll take a look at these. So we have our seeds here. Your first 2 seeds are the Alberta Surge and the Chicago Cubones. They will be having a week 1 bye, so they get the week off. Hoiku really was a ringer. Look at this differential he ended with.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I mean, Vegas Victini's at 15 and with like 1 less win, so.
Yeah, Bellevue Bellsprats are going to actually take the 6th seed. I don't know if you mentioned that yet. Not the Miami McGees.
So then we have 2 6-win teams for your 3rd and 4th seed, Vegas Victinis and Toronto Machamps.
Yeah.
Very well done. And Groveland Galissapods was at 5 wins.
Thank God, because that differential was not going to get them in.
No. And then a couple of teams here at 4 wins. Miami Mimikyus are higher up, but like Belleville.
They lost the final game, so they're 4 and 5 actually. That's the difference. And so Bellsprats will get in on the differential.
Okay, very good.
By 1, just beating out Sticks and Stones by a single differential point.
Yeah, hate to see it, but that is your lineup. I know he's our boy, but I still think he's a ringer. My money's on Hoiku to kind of take this all.
Yeah, I think Vegas Victinis could give him a run for it, but they're not. They don't lose by much, and they win pretty solidly when they win because that's a pretty good differential. I think Chicago Cubones has a really good team, so they could do something surprising. Miami Mimikyus, Bellevue Bellsprats, if they're going to win, they're going to win a bunch of 1-0s on their way to victory because that's their style.
Let's take a look at the MVP table real quick. So your regular MVP, I don't know how this league does it, but I'm going to guess Garchomp is the regular season MVP. Only 4 deaths. Has the same number of kills as Finny, but Finny has a couple more deaths. You had some nice fun things up here. Urshifu Single Strike, Megalops hanging out, still fighting heavy. There's Gallade, Metacham a little bit down. And look at these ALS nonsense. Necrozma, Comfy, Komo'o. 1 week wonders, man. Well, Necrozma
pretty much
2-week wonder.
Yeah, Necrozma actually had 2 or 3 decent weeks. Necrozma was the only one that really earned its spot for multiple performances. I mean, the scary thing is Riku has a grassy terrain sweep set with the Rillaboom Halucha, and that's done nothing so far.
Yeah, we found out earlier in the stream, Lucha's hit the field once all season.
So this could be he still has a scary mode to show in playoffs if he finds a situation.
So I'm gonna pop over to this tab, and I don't have a page made for it, but yeah. So the playoff bracket hasn't been made yet, so there's nothing to show. We're gonna pop over to.
I mean, we can say who plays who. I mean, you can 6 or 4 will 1 and 2 have a bye, and then 3rd seed will play 6th seed, 4th seed will play 5th seed. 1st seed plays the winner of 4th and 5th seed. 2nd seed plays the winner of 6 and 3.
Mm-hmm. So taking a look at this here. So for Bolt, our top 6 are Dastardly Gentleman, Columbus Gallade, Subtoxic Slowbros, Indiana Weather Hazards, Sydney Scythers, and Peoria Piloswine.
Getting in on differential.
Yeah, getting in on differential. That's what matters.
Man, Subtoxic cleaned out the season pretty crisp after that bad start. They started 1 and 2. It was not a good start, and then
just
bam,
6 in a row.
That is the hot team.
They are hitting the playoffs hot.
But they have to play an extra match because of your head-to-head win early in the season while they were still figuring it out.
And they figured it out. So honestly, if the hack stays with them, Cats probably takes this. If not, my money's on JCaps. I do very poorly in rematches, and 3 and 6, which would be my rematches, I've played both of them. So historically, my rematches have never gone well. So
yeah, and Subtoxic is the team that is like really on a roll right now. So that's not JCaps is not someone you want to run into as they're coming in hot to playoffs.
So like I'm hoping JCaps loses, and then I can get the rematch with Sarcasm, and we'll just see how that goes. But it should be pretty hype playoffs. Let's take a look at this MVP table here. Jirachi pulls through because Mega Mile only had Giga Impact the last week, and Mega Medicham missed its high jump kick, so both those mons were held off. Jirachi is your regular season MVP. A few other notables up here above 10: Mew, Coco, Slowbro, and then a few other things hanging out.
I'm surprised your Zapdos creeped as high on the KO leaderboard as it did. Because you ran it offensively once, maybe twice.
Oh, only once. Like
yeah, only once.
Like I ran a spec set one week, but just below this, like I have the great like team of, I don't know, all for one for all in terms of KO mentality. You see Entei at 10, Zapdos at 9, Rose is at 8. I also have Urshifu at 8, and then Mega Aggron's at 7. So they're all just chilling there.
It was a shared season. Yeah, good season for them.
So that's that. We're gonna pop into Flare now. I think this is the one that's a little bit behind.
It's a little behind. There's 4 of the 6 spots are known, I believe, and then the 2 are still undecided.
Yeah, so Cameron and you both have the buys.
Yeah, we both get the buys. Thank God.
Chicago is in.
Wisconsin is in. Sunset is not in per se.
Yeah, I don't remember how all of these.
Actually, no, I take it back.
Play.
They are in. Sunset is in because I believe Silage City Chinchinos either get we'll get a forfeit win, which only puts them at +2. So they will not overtake Sunset. So they're the one in the danger zone.
Yeah.
Basically, they only make playoffs if Queen doesn't win by 2-0 or more. Because if HWS wins it all, he gets a playoff spot. If Queen gets a 3-0 or more, she's guaranteed the playoff spot and gets it over Mythlo. So Mythlo needs Queen to win, but only by a very small margin. That's her one chance in right now.
Gotcha. Okay. So
yeah,
well, we'll see how this shakes out. We'll know very shortly.
Yes.
So this may change a little bit, but probably not too much. So we have Mega Mile at top by 1 KO. Mega Gallade, it's very fighting heavy, all leagues.
Yeah, it's been a really strong season for the fighting types.
I love seeing Komodo up this high. Komodo is not normally this high in a NetDex league. Mr. Chow.
It helps that he can use Clangorous Soul, I will say.
Yeah. Mega Deontay's chilling here. The Cinderace, very cool. There's a lot of parity as soon as you go down. Quite a few 8s, 7s, and then 1,000 6s. So really well done. The Mega Mile, the Hacks Master itself. Like, you thought Jirachi was the Hacks Master? No, it's Mega Mile.
And then he paid back the hacks in week 9 because he got himself paralyzed and he missed a play ref. So now he's back to neutral for playoffs. So be wary of this Mega Mile.
Yikes. All right, we'll see Cameron in the finals then.
Probably. I mean, it's his MO.
Or somehow an Earthquake is going to miss.
I think we don't have a ban on Bright Powder. So I think someone could run Bright Powder.
He just needs to find a way to get Bright Powder on a Megamon.
Easy.
All right. Well, I think that's it since we don't have an actual bracket. Oh, I guess let's see. Yeah, Cameron's. I don't know. Does his luck keep up through playoffs?
No, truly, I think not. He's been in the position to lose 3 or 4 games this season that he's creeped through. He should have beaten me. I will give him that. He should have won our game because I played poorly and he got Como going that it should have swept. But there's 2 or 3 times he definitely should have lost, but he edged through. So I don't think it's good. I think he has probably one of the weakest teams in playoffs across all 3 divisions. He's just one of the best players that's made it kind of perform despite its limitations.
Yeah.
But I don't think he can win a season with it. Then again, I said the same thing about Arc Result last season. He did just that. So
yeah, the crazy thing is, like, Flare, I think more so than the other 2 divisions has probably the most parity towards the
Oh,
top.
yeah.
Like these top 8 are all very similarly skilled, so this one's really hard to make predictions on.
Yeah, I mean, it's entirely possible everyone's within 6 differential from first through 6th seed, so it's going to be anyone's chance to win, I think.
Yeah, it's wide open. It's probably going to come down to matchups, which we'll need to see.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to mine because I don't like what I play. Either I replay Smurgle in a couple weeks and get torn by Thundurus again, or I play Tides again and get torn over by Lycanroc. So lose. That's what it sounds like to me.
All right, well,
But we'll see
how
what
it plays
shakes.
out. So we'll come back and do something for playoffs. I need to figure out timings on that, but we'll probably do 1 or 2 recap streams for all the playoff games.
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and sign off here. Thank you everyone for watching and hanging out. It's been a pleasure. We will catch you all later. I've been Dr. Geo. With me is
P McGee.
We'll see you all probably next week. Peace.